it's a heck of a pleasure, an honor, and a shock. Thank you so much. Love it.
Who the hell are you?
Well, I have been in the league now. You're going to know how old I am from this. This is my 37th year. And I actually, good buddy of mine, Stevie Lyons, I'm from Pointe-Claire, Quebec. And Steve says to me, Donnie, you're moving to Burlington. You got to get into this hockey league. So at the time I was 32. And Stevie says to me, oh, you're going to have a real tough time getting in. He's older than I am. And he said, there's a lineup of people to get in. But he goes, you refereed a lot in Quebec. I said, yeah, I did. And he goes, Donnie, referee, you'll go right to the top of the list for when you turn 35 and want to get in. I said, well, I guess I can do that. I always enjoyed refereeing. I said, how much do you get paid? He started laughing and he goes, not a penny, absolutely zero, but you'll get to the top of the list. So I said, okay, Steve, you talked me into it. So I came in and started refereeing. I had a ball. Except, Scotty, at that time, there was only senior, intermediate, and junior. Those were the only three divisions. And what happened was, when I turned 35, after refereeing for 2 years, I went to sign up and they said, oh no, you'd have been in right away anyway because the league just expanded 6 more teams. So that's how I got in, and I've been, as I said, 35 years as a player, loving every minute of it. And as my great and good friend Bruce Marsh says, I can have refreshments with anybody. So whether you're playing in the red division or you move down through all the others, and I'm now down in the gray division, I'm having just as much fun as I did when I started 35 years ago. Always had been able to, play with good players that can get the puck over to me and I can still shoot, so I can put it in the net. But the funny part about it is that you don't skate, you don't do the things you used to do way back when you were 35 to 40. And now, as I said, it's getting the exercise, getting the fun, meeting your neighbors. That's a huge thing. Our room, I mean, you go into your room and you've got a doctor and a dentist and a lawyer and a salesman and you name it, they're there. And people help each other out a lot. Sort of like it's a lot similar to our Burlington Dads organization, which a lot of us belong to from the hockey league. It's because we're trying to help others. And the Burlington Oldtimers hockey, I may be wrong about this, is the #1 supporter of the Burlington Food Bank. And I also believe we are the #1 supporter of the Carpenter Hospice, which unfortunately we've had too many of our friends go through, over the years. But it's just a tremendous, tremendous organization. Well, I did referee for a lot back in Quebec, Scott. And the Montreal Canadiens always asked me about, do you want to come out and referee with us? And I went, no, only if you win the cup. Sort of like in Toronto. I don't know whether you've noticed or not, but boy, it's been a long time since the Leafs have won the cup, eh? I think it was 1902 or something like that, but I'm sure they're due. The referees are fun in our league. And the neat part about the referees is, like I said, you get the really good ones, the Brian Bishops and the Jimmy Leonard, and great people like that, Bobby Pring. These guys talk to you on the ice. They don't say, hey, knucklehead, you're gone, you're in the box. They'll actually say to you, hey, watch your stick, or make sure you don't bring it up too high when you're taking that snapshot. They'll talk to you, and that's a beauty part of our league also. As Brian Bishop, who's on my team this year, and last year, and the year before, he is our co-convenor in the gray division, and he says to me, you shocked the hell out of me. I said, well, how's that? He goes, you're actually in the top 10 in league scoring. And I went, oh, That must be up to the goalies I buy the beers for after the game. But, well, I played a long time in red, and then orange started, and I got moved down as I was captain in red for the 3 years that you're there, and then I was captain in orange, and then I was captain in white, and then I got moved down to green.
Why?
Where I called getting old and slow. The green division is a terrific division. Great guys, a lot of fun. Green division's also one of the divisions where the guys participate a lot in going back to the club. And as a captain, I've always stressed that. And I think you can ask our buddy Mo and Gunther that our teams usually go back with pretty good, regular basis with great attendance. And that's, as a captain, that makes me really happy. Do you know what one of my proudest moments was? And this was, I think it might have been in blue, it might have been in gray, maybe my first year in gray. And somebody made me a captain first year in gray. Oh, that was you, wasn't it? But anyway, so what happened was we had an 11 o'clock game at Nelson Arena. And as everybody knows, that's a little tough on the guys. We've all got to work the next day and everything else. Well, the beauty part about it, we had 11 guys back at the club after an 11 o'clock game. That was pretty cool. Well, we try hard, that's for sure, and appreciate the club, because there are not very many organizations that have a place like that we can go back to. And the number of times that I've actually rented the club, because as a member, I think we get it for $100 or something like that. My good friend Buck runs it. And we ended up with getting a bartender like Mo. And you've got the whole place that you can bring your family in or friends. We've done anniversaries there, birthdays, whole number of functions. And it's just a wonderful place to go. So we appreciate it. The beauty part about our Oldtimers is we also have a summer league. And in the summer, you get all the different divisions are playing together. And I had I'd say the honor of playing on our summer team with Clarence Smith, who's a great player, and he's still up in red. Jimmy Edmonds was my center for a long time. And of course, Gil Verway and I ran that team. Greg Gillies, Davey White. We had a very average team with some superstars. And when you have guys from red all the way down to gray and gold, and we had a goalie that I think should be playing in the league above our league named Mark Ramsey, who at the time was a pool goalie when we started back in black. He got moved up to white. He's now up in orange, and I'm sure he'll make it up to red. Mark is phenomenal. So we could give up 5 breakaways a game, and they might score 1. But the summer guys were great, and those are the 2 probably best players other than when I was up in red. We had some awfully good players up there, starting with Stevie Lyons. Steve was one of these guys that he'd say to you, get over beside the net and get your stick on the ice, and bang, next thing you know, the puck would be on your stick. And then Chuck Korbach was another one. I can tell you a great story about a team that we put together shortly after the Orange Division started. I was a captain, and we went into the club to do our draft. And we drafted our teams, and the way they did it was they had the centers, the wingers, the defensemen. You didn't pick the goalies to the end. You were just given a goalie. They drew the names out of a hat. But the amazing part of it was there was a list over on the far right-hand side, and it said, guys being moved down from the red division to Orange. So the other captains would start drafting, and I'd say, okay, centers, I'm going to take, this guy over here, Steve Lyons, I'm going to take him. And then a defenseman, and I'd say, no, I'm going to take this guy over here that's coming down, Davey Wright. And then I got Chuck Quirback, and then I got Gary Heritage, and then Bonner Wellwood. And I had this team of really smart, good, older Red Division players that had just been moved down to join us in Orange. So we finished the draft, and they do all the totaling up of everything, and they go, oh my God, Jamieson, what have you done? And Charlie Charlebois, who is our former disciplinary man with the league, Charlie was one of the other captains. He goes, Donnie, you've messed this whole damn thing up. He says, we're going to have to draft again. And I said, what do you mean you're going to have to draft again? He says, DJ, they always called me DJ, you just drafted the oldest team in the history of hockey. And I said, you know what? I think we'll be okay. We can play our first 10 and 12 games and see how we do. And then what happened was, and I think you'll remember this guy's name, there was a brand new goalie that joined the league. His name was Bob England, who was absolutely a superstar. And the neat part about it was, even though we might have had a little bit older defense, Bob England stopped everything. So with that team that Charlie said was the oldest team in the history of hockey, I think we lost maybe 5 games all year. We went into the playoffs and never lost a game. All because of this beautiful goalie, Bob England. So it was really a fun time. And by the way, what a team. I mean, you want to talk about participation back at the club, you name it, we were all there. It was terrific. Great season. Jerry Cassidy has been my assistant for 4, 5, 6 years. And Scotty Ide is another one. And the beauty part of it is we're all 70. I'm only 69. I'm the kid. But yeah, greatest guys I could ever get. And I mean, sure, if I wasn't there, they'd do just as good a job running the team. Terrific guys. Terrific. Yep. It's Scotty, that's my whole thing. When I'm drafting my team, I don't really put so much on ability as much as on great guys, super in the room. They come to the club, and yeah, we've won more than we lost, but it's the fun part of it, and they give you that. The funny part about it is Danny, who is the captain of the Canadians, and him and I always debate about who's going to get the Habs, and I always end up saying, Dan, you can have it. You had it last year, because we had the Rangers the year before and won the championship. So I say, I'll stick with the Rangers. Chris Stull, of course, is keep your head up when Chris is around, that's for sure. Let's put it this way. He makes sure I'm not standing right in front of the net waiting for the puck. He's a big, tough guy. He's a lot of fun, too. So the ice would come in Quebec usually towards the end of November. And every park had their boards set up. The ice was there. And as soon as they could water it, every park had a rink attendant. His job was to make sure there was ice. And so there'd be 2 rinks in every park. One for the moms and the daughters and the little kids to go skating around on beside the hockey rink. The hockey rink, the outdoor games that went on there was that park league and the house league. And it was a great beginning for most of the kids in Pointe-Claire to be able to play. And then it wasn't until you got up to that level of the A teams that you could play against, Dorval and Lachine and all the other cities around Montreal. Actually, it's funny. I've played all my sports from a young lad on up. Most of it to my dad. He was a terrific athlete, played senior A hockey and was captain of his hockey team and his football team in university. And he had 5 brothers. They all fought in World War II. They all came back, which was terrific. And he's the one that put us into the sports. Dad worked for Alcan and was transferred to head office in Montreal. And he would come out to every game. He would come out to my baseball, my football, my hockey. Never missed a game. And it was terrific. And the same thing for my younger brother. So when it came to hockey and actually having a career, Dad was the one. His favorite hockey player was Jean Beliveau. And Dad and I would watch Hockey Night in Canada together every Saturday night. And obviously it was the Canadians that were on the TV. And he would say over and over, there is nothing prettier than watching Jean Beliveau go in on a breakaway. Well, my wife Robin, who's supported my hockey for a long time now, she went out and bought me this beautiful Jean Beliveau autographed painting, which Robin and I just moved into this condo, and it was hanging over our fireplace for years. And the neat part about it was when I was a young lad, Mr. Beliveau passed away not long ago. And I have a picture of Jean Beliveau with his arm around me in the Quebec Pee Wee hockey tournament. Sorry, Andre, I won't sell you that picture. And yeah, we had won the game, and Beliveau came into our dressing room and met all the guys. Oh, it was spectacular. And he is the man who was asked to be the Governor General of Canada, and he turned it down because he said he had too many other things on the go. Well, the neat part about Beliveau was 90% of what he had on the go was charity related, looking after various things in the province of Quebec for people less fortunate than themselves. So I'll tell you something, guys. As I said, this is my 37th year. Could never have joined a finer organization or met better people. And you know how a lot of times they talk about in your whole life, you're not going to have more than 5 guys you can call good friends. I can proudly say I have 100 that I can call good friends, all coming out of this league. We had the most wonderful tournament hockey team sponsored by Bonner Wellwood with Chuck Quirback and Stevie Lyons and all the good guys, Davey Wright, Mark Cockshot, who passed away just lately. He was on that team. Our superstar goalie for years was Peter Gregg, who is still on the board of directors with the hockey team. We traveled all over the place. We had so much fun, so many stories that I'm not allowed to tell. And these guys are all considered great, great friends. Jimmy Leonard, who is on that team, and Jimmy's one of our top referees that's still doing the league. So if you're ever looking for the best league in the world to play in, it's the Burlington Oldtimers Hockey League. And not only that, you're going to meet your neighbors. You're going to have great friends. You're going to join what we've always said, it's not just a league, it's a club. Because you've got the clubhouse. You're going to meet Mo, and you're going to meet Buck, and you're going to meet Gunther, and the guys that'll look after you in the clubhouse. And the beauty part of it is, be a captain. Step up. Meet your players. You're going to find out, being a captain, sure, some will say, yeah, it's a glorified babysitting job. Well, guess what? You're going to meet people that are going to be your friends for the rest of your life. So I can't say enough. I thank you so much for the honor of coming into the league, the Hall of Fame. I'm shocked. I'm an old guy, so I must say this. I have enjoyed every minute of playing in the league, both as a referee, a regular player, a captain. I was on the board of directors, And I was even a convener for 3 years in the Green Division. Anytime you can step up and be part of a great association like this, do it, guys. You'll love it. Thanks so much.